What are primitive reflexes and what are their purpose?
Sure. Babies are born with a set of reflexes that do a lot of different things. So basically, when babies are born, they are born super early developmentally. They don't really have a lot of control over their body or their movements or anything that they're doing. So they really rely on these kind of ingrained movement patterns. And these reflexes do all sorts of things. They help with survival, they help with the birth process, they encourage movement, they help to develop things like visual skills, and they help with things like sensory processing. They're basically just a whole complex set of movements that keep babies alive and help them develop and function early on.
Yeah, I often talk about it when I have to talk about it with people is like babies are like just like born with this bag of bones and they don't know how to operate it. And the reflexes are there until they figure out how to operate their body. So
It's a
it keeps them
great
alive, like
description.
opening their mouth to receiving the food is the reflex, and breathing, sucking, swallowing, all of those things are reflex because they don't have the ability to choose to do it until they figure it out. So
That's right.
So, reflexes can be grouped into categories: feeding, mobility, use of hands, body coordination, and self-preservation. Can you walk us through that framework and why it's useful?
Sure. So we have so many different reflexes. There's actually hundreds of different infant reflexes.
What?
We just rarely look at that many of them. But they're doing a lot of different things. So you have some reflexes that are in place for things like survival, and basically they're there to keep babies alive. Things like our startle reflex, our Moro. It's what jumpstarts breathing after birth, and it's what keeps our like cortisol and adrenaline levels high if we need them. So we have some that they're there for survival to keep us alive. We have others that are there to help build different brain and body connections. So our brain develops basically through movement and use. So if we don't use our body, we don't move right, we don't interact with the environment, then our brain doesn't really get to develop optimally. And so a lot of the role of these reflexes is to basically force babies to move their body and interact with their environment in a way that will help them develop all the skills that they need later on to crawl, to stand, to walk, to read and write, and do all of these more advanced skills later. They really kind of have to be forced into using their body in a way that helps those pieces to develop right.
Fantastic. That's amazing. You're so fluent in this.